There is a concerning trend on TikTok in which people feel the need to exaggerate their disorders or completely make up disorders. These people will mimic symptoms and exaggerate disorders in order to, I don't know, some people say it's to get attention, an escape from reality, experiencing role-playing, and fame, but we also have seen a trend online where people will fake things like cluster B, like narcissistic personality disorder, in which they completely demonize it, and here we are with psychosis. This content could be distressing or disturbing to some viewers if you have personally experienced psychosis or someone you know or love has. Today we are going to be reviewing some people who claim to have psychosis, and of course they're recording it online. I'm not saying that these people are faking, even if their symptoms don't completely line up with being psychotic. They could be reenacting something, I don't know. As well as, obviously, I'm not these people's doctors and I don't know them personally. However, people on Reddit did have something to say about it. Let's get into the video. Something I and a lot of people on Reddit found interesting was how this person managed to catch their psychosis on camera. This person is correct in the way that they're saying that BPD and CPTSD can experience psychosis. In fact, about 40% of people with BPD have experienced psychosis or will. However, if you do have BPD or CPTSD and are psychotic, that would be a separate diagnosis. A lot of the time with psychosis, you have a disconnection from reality. You can't discern what is real and what isn't. You might have visual, auditory hallucinations, delusions. You might have disorganized thinking, as in you'll be having a conversation with someone thinking that you're making sense, but you're not making any sense to them, you're changing the subject, and lack of awareness of your own thoughts and perceptions. Can someone record themselves and make an entire video layout while in psychosis? Maybe, but why would you want to do that? But who knows, maybe it could be a performed disability in the way that this person is reenacting something that happened to them. For a person claiming to be going through psychosis, this person does appear to be self-aware. I'm coherent, I know that I'm having a delusion that this person is above the mirror. One person says, "This feels very insulting. I've worked in healthcare for a long time and I have met people like this and it wasn't cute and had totally destroyed their lives." Another says, "I have hallucinations that are similar to this, but I don't act all dramatic like that most of the time." There's a lot of debate about this. A lot of people are saying you can't know you are in psychosis when you are, while a lot of other people are saying that you can have a phenomenon known as insight or awareness of illness. Going through therapy or having good insight might help a person to recognize that their symptoms are abnormal and not based in reality. While they might have an idea that their delusions or hallucinations aren't real, they still firmly believe them to be true. Others might have partial insight in which they acknowledge that something is not quite right but are struggling to fully grasp the nature of the severity of their symptoms. They might recognize that their symptoms are abnormal but might rationalize or minimize them. Another person said, "I went through something similar and I never filmed myself. I was too set on trying to catch some people I thought were trying to come into my house on film. I was definitely having episodes where I thought they were hiding in spots not physically possible to hide in."
Someone said that this audio is an excuse to show how psychotic you can be.
You're eating my peach. I don't see your name on it. And who would do that? Do what? Put their name on a peach.
Somebody who really wanted it?
No one has ever put their name on a peach.
I've seen it done.
No, you haven't.
What are you gonna do about it? What, are you deaf?
No. Just thinking of all the things I'm going to do about it.
Art is subjective, but in my opinion, this can be offensive to people who have gone through psychosis because it's not this dark, scary, wide-eyed thing. This can lead people on the internet to be like, okay, so I know someone who has gone through psychosis. Are they scary? Are they dangerous? Intimidating? When in reality, people going through mental illness or psychosis are in a very vulnerable spot. Maybe this person misunderstands and thinks that people going through psychosis are supposed to be scary. People in the comments said that being psychotic literally means you're out of touch with reality. She probably meant to say psychopathic. She doesn't even know what disorder she's faking. I just thought I'd put that in there because I do think it's funny how in a lot of these cases people will be off with their symptoms because they don't really know. I don't know if it's like a stereotype that people who are going through psychosis have like those wide eyes. It definitely doesn't help the stigma of how mental illness is already treated. One person said, psychotic is referring to psychosis, a disorder that more warps your reality. She's probably referring to psychopathic. I can't stand people who clearly don't experience psychosis that make this shit. I don't know if this specific person self-diagnosed themselves, but a lot do on Tumblr and it drives me off the wall. This person talks about the reality of psychosis. My cousin goes through psychosis because of BPD and it's highly distressing. And she's usually so out of it that she'll call the cops and get herself put away, saying that people are trying to unalive her. You know when it's real. By the way, she will deny that she has any mental problems if confronted. Or she'll say she has BPD but it's under control. When people are actually struggling, they generally don't post it for the world to see. I can't say that's true for every single person. I know a lot of people will post online to spread awareness, but glamorizing it can make people feel disrespected because of all the hardships that they've been through, or even be like, oh, my psychotic was not attractive like yours. Oh my god, that just sounds so wrong to say. This is a serious post. I'm currently outside of a psychotic episode, so I won't slip in and out of a delusional state. This is the best time to say this. Do not reality check me when I believe I'm Fundy. When I believe I'm Wilbur, it doesn't affect me as much as when I believe I'm Fundy. It caused serious breakdowns and destructive behavior that makes me feel really unsafe and unstable. I deserve to be able to stay safe. This one is interesting because sure, you shouldn't listen to random people on the internet, but at the same time, in day-to-day life, if you are having symptoms that don't align with reality, someone like a friend or a therapist would tell you. I don't know, let me know your opinions. Having visual and auditory hallucinations definitely is not fun, and I can think a lot of people, their first thought would not be to post it on the internet. Everyone's different. And people on the Reddit are saying that delusions cannot be flicked on and off, although some people who have experienced psychosis, like after they have a delusion, they might be able to say like, is that real? But that definitely depends on the type of psychosis and the amount of therapy that's gone into it. A lot of people will have no idea that they are going through psychosis. There was one time I convinced myself, I'm on the list, you guys. There was one time I convinced myself that I had psychosis, although looking back, I can definitely see that I would have like a delusion or a hallucination, and I would kind of 5 minutes later be like, there's no way, but I still believed it, which can actually be a symptom of a panic attack or an anxiety attack. When you're having an anxiety or panic attack, fear of psychosis is normal. So yeah, I guess we can give this person the benefit of the doubt in saying that you can know rationally that what you're experiencing isn't reality. But when you're going through psychosis, that doesn't stop you from taking actions that are in line with your psychotic belief. Other people on the Reddit are saying that it is pop psychology and this person is kind of taking what they learned in the movies into real life. If you have any sort of mental illness or neurodivergency, you might be able to, you know, watch a movie about your condition and be like, absolutely not. I wish, or that's disturbing. This person says, yeah, this person acts like you can see psychosis and delusions coming from a mile away and plan for it. Wouldn't that be nice? I think some people can perhaps get to the point where they feel that something is off and that maybe they might be at risk of having an episode. They might pick up on warning signs if they happen to be discernible ones, if that makes sense, but nothing like what this person is claiming. This person says, I am on a certain level conscious that I'm being paranoid or having a delusion, but I am still unable to rationalize it. So the symptoms are still very much there. It's not like I can break off from an episode just by knowing this is not supposed to be rational thinking. I still panic, get fearful, or get fully invested in whatever delusion I have. This other person says, I wonder if the reason for wanting psychosis is because they're confusing it with psychopathy. Like thinking it would make them sound edgy or dangerous and not to be approached because they're so dangerous, etc. Which, like I said again, if they are mistaking it for psychopathy, it's still very disrespectful to people who struggle with this. This person said, so many kids are demonizing reality checks, when as a psychotic person, they can more often than not be incredibly helpful. They just see all reality checking as bad and demonize it because they don't realize how harmful delusions can be. Either they are psychotic and further harming themselves, or they're faking and they want to be delusional. Ugh. I'd like to hear your thoughts on this because it's like, no, you shouldn't take advice from random people on the internet, but at the same time, if you are actually experiencing psychosis, wouldn't you want people to tell you? Guys, if I say anything in the next bit, JS, ignore it. I'm having a slight psychotic breakdown, which means I sometimes go onto the internet and spout crazy S-words. This one is interesting because a lot of people who have experienced mental illness, such as psychosis, when they come to, a lot of the times they apologize profusely to their friends and loved ones who have been affected. Whereas it seems like when someone is faking something, they more use it as ammo for a reason to spout crazy S-word or to say harmful things. Using psychosis as an excuse for harmful or destructive behavior is very harmful to people who actually have experienced psychosis. It's unfair to others, but also is detrimental to the individual's own well-being. It can perpetuate a cycle of dysfunction and hinder progress towards recovery and healing. Blaming things on mental illness can also minimize personal responsibility. By saying, oh, I did that because I was in psychosis, you can dodge taking responsibility for actions and decisions. This can hinder your ability to take accountability and learn from your mistakes. Whereas people with genuine psychosis say they did go on the internet and spew a bunch of random stuff, the people whose feelings were hurt are still valid, and oftentimes people will come and apologize afterward. Hi, I'm Tao, full name Hu Tao. I have a Data Hu Tao delusional attachment, but that doesn't matter because I am her. Reality checkers and DSMP do not interact. We could make an entire video about delusional, people faking delusional attachment. It is a real thing though. A delusional attachment is a term used in psychology and psychiatry to describe a type of delusion where an individual believes they have a special, often romantic connection with another person despite evidence to the contrary. However, it is not cute. It can cause significant distress, preoccupation, and impaired functioning in your day-to-day life. However, people on the internet have taken a little spin on it as, I don't know, as a way to indulge in their fantasy role-playing. It could be a form of escapism in that person's life, or even for experimentation and, worse yet, entertainment, which is incredibly sad for people who have genuinely gone through this experience. While you might be scrolling on TikTok and unfortunately the algorithm has smothered you with all of these delusional attachment, faking DID videos, it's important to not jump on the bandwagon of trying to exploit your own disorder or try and turn into a maladaptive reality of faking a disorder. Faking a disorder could be seen as a maladaptive coping skill in the way that it's not going to have any long-term benefit for you. Let me know your thoughts on this video. If you have ever experienced psychosis, if you feel compelled, I would love to hear your experiences down below. Once again, no hate to these individuals who were posted today. I don't know them personally, and they could very well be struggling with psychosis. Have you seen videos like this on TikTok before? So yeah, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, turn the bell on if you enjoyed the video, and comment below. Thank you so much, it helps with the algorithm. Thank you so much for watching this video as always, and peace out.